world is a scary place. There's an alien world beneath us, an unknown abyss above us, and people who exist just to cause pain. But
You're safe.
Pretend you're at the zoo. You can watch, but don't put your hands past the bar. Strangely, even those of us who don't revel in tragedy tend to have a morbid curiosity. Why else would we slow down when passing a crash? Don't look away. It's much safer inside the screen. Sometimes, violent and evil people become friends with others with a similar mindset. On a small scale, violent gangs can be made, and on a bigger scale, entire terror states. ISIS is an extreme terrorist organization known worldwide for their acts of terror. One of their most infamous tactics is suicide bombings. The act of covering themselves with explosives or filling up a vehicle with bombs and then detonating them. This is messed up for a wide number of reasons that I feel are fairly obvious, but regardless, I want to make it ridiculously clear that I do not support their actions and would like to encourage all viewers not to participate in such an activity. Somewhat recently, a video has surfaced online showing the decision process behind deciding who will be the one to carry the bomb. When you think of something as important as whose life will be lost, you'd hope more thought would be put into it than essentially flipping a coin. From his reaction, you'd probably think the smiling man is safe, but in reality, he has just been sentenced to death, and I truly cannot think of many things more terrifying than the smile of a man who knows he isn't going to see tomorrow. He gets in the car, and the rest of the video shows the crime he goes on to commit.
Shopping by mail order. Pardon me? What is this? Let me read this. Folks, we have someone on the set who's standing here and would like me to read.
So, what's going on here? A mass murder? A fire? Did someone jump off a bridge? No, the truth is much more innocent than this. There is a student dorm area in Sweden where it's a tradition to scream your lungs out at 10 p.m. every Tuesday to relieve the studying pressure. This is called Lappis Cricket, or the Lappis Scream. Whilst, with context, this isn't scary at all. If you had no idea of this tradition, it would surely cause you to panic and assume the worst. Also, a bit of a dark thought, but wouldn't this be the perfect time to commit a crime? Any kind of violence would be perceived as simply Lappis Scream, delaying the authorities. Although I'm told this is not a problem, as there has been no crime in Sweden since PewDiePie moved to Japan.
Breakfast! good. I crinkle every time I eat it.
Sometimes, even places that are meant to be full of fun and joy end up being home to terror. There's actually quite a history of this happening in my country. A woman was hospitalized after being hit by a roller coaster at the Melbourne show recently. Not that long ago, a handful of people perished from a river raft at Dreamworld. And the infamous case of the ghost train catching fire and taking the lives of 7 people in Luna Park. That last one I plan to cover sometime soon. But this next video takes place at a carnival in India. The event occurred a Sunday evening at Dussehra Ground Park in Mohali, a densely populated city in Punjab. The attraction in question is a spinning saucer that descends along a vertical pole, and it had approximately 50 passengers. A frightening video of the incident was recorded by onlookers in the crowd. After the crash, passengers were forcefully thrown from their seats upon impact, even though they were securely fastened with straps. Media reports indicate that at least 10 people, including 5 children, were seriously hurt, but they are now in stable condition. The traveling carnival was originally scheduled to continue until September 11th of the previous year, but it had to be shut down due to this incident. Authorities are presently looking into the carnival's safety permits. Sunny Singh, the carnival's organizer, stated, "We will find out how this happened. It seems there was a technical issue," the organizer told Hindustan Times. "We organized several fates, but this has never happened. We will cooperate with the police and administration." The issue with traveling carnivals is that the rides must be taken apart and put back together at each location. Regardless of the oversight and protocols that are followed, it naturally increases the likelihood of errors occurring.
A gunshot at a gender reveal party sparked the $8 million fire.
I've just been talking with flight control at London Airport. The temperature there is 64 degrees and the weather is clear.
Any luck today, John?
No, Mary. Same as yesterday. I went to every airport in town, and they just don't have any use for an old, burnt-out B-29.
Gender reveal parties have become an increasingly more competitive competition of who can do the dumbest thing. Sadly, we have a new champion. The following clip went viral on social media this year as the insane timing of it all was captured perfectly on video. Right above the couple, the plane's wing snaps. The plane goes on to crash and the pilot did not survive. As one life enters this world, another exits it just as fast. All whilst this is happening, you can see a mix of emotions as people are celebrating the news of a baby girl and unsure what has happened to the pilot. But on the topic of flying, there was an event not long ago that occurred in Russia that could have been avoided. Aeroflot Flight 1492 was a regular domestic passenger flight by Aeroflot that flew from Moscow Sheremetyevo to Murmansk, Russia. On May 5, 2019, while the Sukhoi Superjet 100 aircraft was ascending, it got hit by lightning. This resulted in an electrical issue, prompting the plane to return urgently to Sheremetyevo Airport. During the landing attempt, the aircraft bounced and made a hard landing, causing the landing gear to break. spilling fuel from the wings and sparking a fire at the rear of the plane. This event was filmed from both the inside and the outside of the craft. The infuriating thing about this video is how slowly people are getting off the plane. And if you look closely at them, you'll notice that they're carrying their carry-on luggage. In the event of an emergency, you are always meant to leave your luggage behind for exactly this reason. The people at the back of the plane basically had no chance, except for the few who decided to run to the front of the plane before the craft finished landing. Of 78 total people on board the plane, 41 of them perished in these flames. On the 20th of June this year, the court sentenced the captain Denis Yevdokimov to 6 years in a colony settlement. There are a lot of small technical details regarding this incident, and I've left a link with more information in the description if you're curious to read further.
I'm Justin, I'm 19, and I'm black and Italian, so I may be the first real Italian stallion.
We're gonna have a great time together.
It may be the creepiest episode ever on The Dating Game, because this bachelor looking for love back in 1978 is actually a serial killer.
I'm called the Banana.
I felt like I met my soulmate and everything was just the way it was, and I thought we would just do what everybody else did and we would just like get married and everything would be fine, but that's not what happened.
What do you like? I do play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, but I think
Bye-bye. Tonight, a horrific end to the search for model and influencer Abby Choi. Some of her remains found in a refrigerator and in a cooking pot inside a home in Hong Kong rented by her former father-in-law.
About the head, okay, it's a skull, actually. It's no skin or any meat on it. So basically it's a skull with hair.
Why you not tell me the truth? You not want a baby? Why you not tell me before you come here?
I wanted you to get to know me, to make sure we are compatible.
65,000 text messages. That's like
That's
next
it?
level stuff.
To me it seemed like more.
Seemed like more than 65,000?
To me, yeah.
Isn't that kind of excessive?
Love is an excessive thing.
Breakups can be messy, especially when they involve someone who has a violent criminal past. Amana, who arrived in Sweden in 2015 and sought asylum, had already been involved in criminal activities and had an outstanding deportation order that had not been enforced. He had previously been convicted multiple times for serious assault, violence, theft, and drug-related offenses. In 2018, a court had ordered him to leave the country. Despite these circumstances, Amana remained in Sweden and continued to commit various offenses over the past 5 years. On May 25th of this year, 26-year-old Mohammed Amana drove to an apartment in the small town of Orrefors in Nybro municipality, where his former partner was temporarily staying with a male friend. The male friend recorded the incident using his phone.
En stege. Okej.
Vad gör du, Mohammed?
Ska vi bara gå in?
Vad gör du?
Ingenting.
Tror du kommer upp här?
Prata med Maria.
Tror du kommer upp här?
Vad ska du slå med mig?
Nej, wallah.
Nej, vad ska du göra då?
Jag vill prata med dig, Maria.
Vad vill du? Du har redan stått och pratat med mig länge nog. Jag säger jag tycker synd om dig. Gå härifrån.
Mohammed, du kommer inte upp här. Du kommer inte in i mitt hem. Du kommer inte in i mitt hem, Mohammed. Du kommer inte in i mitt hem. Därför han högg mig med en kniv, Maria. Han högg mig med en kniv. Han högg mig med en kniv, en stor köttkniv. Såg ni det? Du, han krossade glaset med en sten. Mohammed. Släpp in mig på där så han kommer in. Han kommer in, Maria. Mohammed, hugg du. Mohammed, du högg mig redan. Mohammed.
He used a ladder to ascend to the balcony of the apartment, and then he used a large rock to break the balcony window and gain entry to the apartment, carrying a sizable blade. These details were reported by the Samnet news outlet. Footage presented in the Swedish court displayed Amana standing outside the locked bathroom door, where his former girlfriend had sought refuge. He shouted,
"Wallah, I will kill you. I swear on my mother."
The man from Algeria threatened to harm the woman and her mother. Following these events, the Algerian national was found guilty of aggravated assault, unlawful entry with aggravated circumstances, and making severe threats. This verdict was delivered by the Kalmar District Court on August 16th. As a consequence, he received a 2-year prison sentence and is also facing deportation, along with a 10-year ban on returning to Sweden after his release. I feel sometimes my intentions for these videos are confused. Reality isn't beautiful, but there is something comforting when it's presented in all its flaws, almost like a counter to a toxic positivity. We are all lucky to be alive, and the gift of life can be taken from us at any moment, often without consent. This is what I'm trying to highlight. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe and interact with this video in some way, as it's absolutely crucial at this stage of my career. And until next time, keep fearing the living.